TIFU by not realizing how hard it is for the average person to make money. I'm a minor, and for the past 2-3 years I've been playing guitar and ukulele. Of course, music is not the most cheapest hobby. It is expensive. Even for a decent instrument. So, I'm a self-taught player and have only had like one formal lesson. And I cannot afford to do anything like maintain, change strings, or repair my guitar or ukulele at all unless it gets really, really bad. This was one of those moments. I have noticed that my ukulele strings were getting duller, and couldn't even stay in tune for less 2 songs. I decided to go to Guitar Center to have them restring my ukulele. My living situation is pretty messy since I don't live with my parents, they're alive. I just prefer not to stay with them for personal reasons and instead I live with my grandmother and take care of her. I asked my grandmother for $30, since I talked to the Guitar Center's people and they said around $25. I would bring $30 just in case. But my grandmother decided to just give me all her money, which was only $50. I was immediately shocked, and I tried to return it to her but she refused and just said to give her the change. My auntie picked me up, ready to go, and she asked me how I got the money and I told her. She was furious. She explained that my grandmother can't work, and she lives off of pension which is $400 per month. The rent is around $1,000, $2,000 and my auntie pays the rest while my grandmother pays what she can. I felt really guilty. I told my aunt that I didn't force anyone to give me money. And if they had said no, I wouldn't beg. She told me to just ask my mom next time, and I have, but my mom refuses to give me any money because she doesn't have any money, and refuses to pay anything for my music stuff in general. I offered to just not spend anything at Guitar Center and just go back home, but my aunt told me to just go spend it and my mom would pay her back. I just know my mom would be outraged. Currently waiting for my cousins to finish their karate lesson, and afterwards will be on my way to Guitar Center. I'm planning on getting a job when I get older, that way I don't have to ask anyone. TLDR, because I didn't realize how tough my grandmother's financial situation is, I got in trouble for taking her money despite the fact that I didn't force her to and offered to not spend it at all. You haven't fucked up yet. Just buy a set of strings and learn to restring them yourself on YouTube. Then give Grandma $43.50 in change and a really big hug, because you're lucky to have her. This feels like the death of innocence. They're charging you $25 to restring your uke? If that's the case, first things first, learn to restring your instruments yourself. That'll save you a fortune. If they're including tuning your instruments, get Ultimate Guitar on your phone. That's got a tuner in the app and loads of lessons you can take in your own time. I'm not sure which dollar you mean, but if it's US, Guitar Center are really ripping you off. Uke strings at most should be around $5-7. Guitar strings maybe about $10-12. Oh, and good luck in your musical journey. Not the asshole you're a kid, your grandmother loves you and wants to help you. Learn to tune and string yourself, it's a lot cheaper. I am sure she enjoys being able to help you out. She's your grandma. Just maybe play her some ukulele and say thanks. If I had grandkids, that's how I would want to spend the little money I had. Sounds like your auntie is bitter for other reasons than the $50. Feel free to get your mom involved, but don't try to make a big deal of it with your grandma, and don't try to return the money except for the change, of course. Nah, you didn't F you. Your grandma knows her own money situation. If she didn't want to give you the money, trust that she wouldn't, never mind give you over what you asked for in the first place. From my experience, and what I'd want to do if I have my own, grandparents love spending their money on their grandkids and will let nothing stop them. You're okay, just show your love and gratitude. Like someone said, play her some music. You did not F you. You did not know about the financial bits because you are a child. I could ask almost any 6th grader what their parents did for work, and I can guarantee 80 would not know. I am using 6th grade because I work in an elementary school. Are you old enough to babysit? If you can babysit, weed a garden, etc., you can make a little money to pay for your own supplies. As far as your mom is concerned, if you are in the US, she needs to be paying child support to help grandma raise you. It would be well worth your time to jump on YouTube and learn how to string a guitar or ukulele. It's not super hard. I don't even play and I can string one. Strings themselves aren't too expensive. I sincerely question why your mother isn't giving your grandmother money to help raise you since you live with her. That's not right. Trust me, grandma wouldn't do it if she couldn't play for her. Put on a show in the living room. Write a song for her. I'm serious, it'll make her happy, heart. You feel bad about it. That means you're a good person in this case. How else can you already know about the world until you experience it? For future reference, strings aren't necessarily expensive, and a video will help with changing them out. Maintenance in general. Keep playing. I can't imagine my life without playing music. Also, keep your sense of empathy, especially when it's after the fact. Fucking up is human, young homie. I feel for you, big dog. It's not your fault, you are just dealing with the cards you've been handed. Kids shouldn't have to worry about money, and it's not like you're asking for anything ridiculous like a car. It's $25 for a music string, but for a lot of families it can be tough, especially if the parents are shits and don't take care of their kids. For now, just try and be a kid and be nice to grandma. Then maybe once you're 14-15 you can get a job in the summer, and then in high school work after school if you can still get decent grades. As a grandmother, I totally get why she gave you all her money. It lifts her heart to give her grandson anything at all. Learn to maintain your instruments, both of them. String change, setup, cleaning and all. It's not as difficult or messy as it seems. Doing it yourself will save you a ton of cash down the line, and help you bond with your instruments more. Maintaining instruments by hiring somebody is for people who are way more off. Check out YouTube guides from channels involved in music stuff. Maybe like Stu Mac, they're basically a tool store, and they have guides. 2 things. Changing strings is pretty easy, plenty of YouTube videos explaining how. Second, just so you know, the internet is full of people who will tell you you need lessons to do something. As a kid who grew up with parents who couldn't afford that either, I just want to say, keep it up. I am also self-taught, and I got into conservatory that way. Get a job, trust me, just part-time. Then treat your grandmother and buy what you need. Wow. Giphy Biob 5QWFKSJ7G. Why do you need to pay someone to string it? I was 12 or 13 when I restrung my guitar back when there was no YouTube tutorials on this shit. Just look at how your other strings are strung and figure it out. It's pretty intuitive. Assuming your high school age, might be good to pick up a part-time job for the summer. Covers your hobby expenses, teaches you how to save and budget seasonal income, and the value of money when the stakes are all a lot lower.